I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video we will discuss when and how to use cosine law. Question here is, create a problem for which you will apply cosine law to solve your question. Now you should know that cosine law can be applied in two cases. First case you could say is SSS, when in a given triangle three sides are given to us and we need to solve the triangle. Another case could be SAS, where two sides and the angle in between them is given to us and we need to solve that kind of a triangle, right? So these are the two conditions when we have to solve using cosine law. So let's take examples which will kind of replicate the scenario. So let's take side first. So let us say that we have two spotlights on the ceiling and we know the distance between these two spotlights. And let's imagine that there is something which is to be highlighted at this position, and distance of that particular thing is known from each spotlight. So let's say this distance of that particular item is known from each spotlight. So let us say RS and T are three positions, and we know that the distance between the spotlights is, let us say, 10 meters, and the distance of the object from these two lights is, let us say, 6 meters and 12 meters. In that case, we need to find the angle at which these lights should be focused, right? So in a way, we have to find the angle which the light makes with the horizontal. So we have to find these angles, let us say. Okay, so that is the question. Now in this particular triangle, we know that three sides are given to us, and so we have to use cosine law to solve for these angles. And this angle is angle of depression because it is with the horizontal, correct? So that could be one question in which we have three sides given to us. Now let me take another example in which I normally go for a walk, and so let us say we have gone for a walk and I start from a point and then go straight for about let us say 3 kilometers, and then make a turn and walk another 4 kilometers. So what I've done here is that I started my walk, and this is, let us say, 3 kilometers, and then I took a turn, and let this angle of turn could be let us say 80 degrees, okay, and then I walk for another 4 kilometers. Now the question here is, what is my distance, final distance of that position from the starting point? So let us say if I have to find this distance. So I started at a point here, right, and went to point A, and then turned and went to point B at an angle of 80 degrees. That turn was made, and I need to find the distance S to B. So how will I do that? So that is an example of side, angle, side. So likewise, you can have many applications where sine law will be applied to solve, correct? So let's begin by solving them one by one. So basically, we have two different kinds of formulas, and I'll use both to solve. So this one, let's begin with the side, angle, side, and we need to find the side SB. So as you know, side SB square, I mean this length square, is equals to, application of a formula is kind of like this. Sum of these two, we are given these two sides and angle. So add the square of these two. So we have SA square plus AB square minus 2 times product of these two, that is SA times AB, times cosine of the angle, cos of 80 degrees, correct? Angle in between, I should have written A. Anyway, let's substitute the values, find the answer. So this is 3 square plus 4 square minus, we have 2 times 3 times 4 times cos of 80 degrees, right? So we can use calculator to calculate this answer. So we have 3 square plus 4 square minus 2 times 3 times 4 times cosine of 80 degrees, right? So that is equal to 20.83, let us say. Okay. So SB, the distance from starting to the point B, is equals to square root of this. So we have 20.83 square root. So let me do square root of the answer. And that gives us a value of 4.564 kilometers. So it is 4.564 kilometers or 4,564 meters, you can say, right? So you could say the distance from the starting point to the end point is 4,564 meters. So that is how you could solve a problem using cosine law. Now in this particular case, let us find the angle. Now to find the angle, we kind of rearrange this formula, right? So if you rearrange, let us say this angle is S, so we'll say cos of S. So it's basically the same formula but in rearranged form. Bringing this here and that to that side. So what we write here is this square plus that square. Let me write down straight away. You know the formula. Minus 2 times both these, minus 2 times this side, which is 6. Minus 6 square divided by 2 times these two sides, the adjacent sides. So 10 and 12. So when you use this, you get the angle, cos of that angle, S, right? So once you find this value, then you can find the angle S as equals to cos inverse of this angle. So let's figure that out. So it is 10 square plus 12 square minus 6 square equals 2, and we'll divide this by, with brackets, 2 times 10 times 12, bracket close, equal to. So we get 13 over 15, right? 13 over 15. And let's do cos inverse of this. Shift cos inverse of the answer, and that gives us 29. I should have written 13 over 15, that's fine. And that gives us 29.9, let us say approximately 30 degrees. So we get the angle S, right? Similarly, you can find this angle also. And remember, the angle which we need is 180 minus that, correct? So I can now write angle R is, let's say again, to cos of R equals to, when you're looking for that angle, you have to add these two sides which are adjacent to R, right? So we have 10 square plus 6 square minus the opposite side, 12 square divided by 2 times adjacent sides, 10 and 6. Okay, 10 and 6. Let's find this out. So we have 10 square plus 6 square minus 12 square equals to, divided by, within brackets, 2 times 10 times 6. So it is minus 1 over 150, 1 over 15. Minus indicates that the angle is more than 90 degrees, correct? So that is the angle, right? Now, so this angle you can see is more than 90 degrees. Basically what you have come to, we are actually working on acute angles, but okay, so this is kind of extended. So the angle, since it is kind of here, right? So here, applying the cos rule, we know cos is negative, right? So what we will do here is, we'll find the acute angle. We'll find the acute angle and then subtract that from 180 degrees to get the angle. You get the idea, right? So that is all. Otherwise, in fact, at this position, there is a possibility that if we do R as cos inverse, we get the right answer for the obtuse angle also. So let's do it, and let me put a star there, because, so let's say R is equals to cos inverse of minus 1 over 15. That is not recommended though, okay? So let me just do shift cos inverse of the answer, bracket close, equals to, so we get 93.82, so more than 90 degrees, right? So it is 93.82 degrees. So fortunately we did get the kind of right answer, 93.82. So that is this angle. So the angle which we need is the angle of depression, which is going to be 180 minus this, right? So we will say, let me write down here, let me put this point as P here so that I could say angle PRT is equals to 180 degrees minus 93.82. So we'll do 180 minus this. 180 minus the answer equals to 86.17. 0.17. So let's round this to 86 degrees, right? So this angle will be 86 degrees for us, correct? So that is how we can actually solve such a question, right? Some of the students have not learned this, but I think if you go ahead with the calculator and find the cos inverse, you do get the right answer, right? In the next level, we will understand how to find all possible solutions in such a situation, okay? In any case, we do understand now from these two examples which cases could be solved using cosine law and how can we solve them. I hope that helps. I'll give you a link for the formula itself on the same video that will help you to kind of review what we did. Thank you and all the best.